Oh my God, that's so gross. It looks so bad.
Beards. Around the world and throughout history, facial hair has come in different shapes and different sizes, holding different meaning to different cultures. Now today, beards are found on the faces of both hipsters and lumberjacks alike, and there are a lot of styles. We've got the Garibaldi, the chin curtain, the mutton chops, the Van Dyke, the Dutch, the band holes, the anchor, and so many more.
Now, I've been off screen for a little bit now, but don't worry, it's still me. I've just got a little bit of fluff on my face now. I thought I've probably got to address this, so I thought, screw it. I'm making an entire episode about human facial hair. And to help me with it throughout the entire episode, I've got something really cool. Now this little thing is a USB microscope that I bought a little while back for help in some TikTok videos. That's right, I now have a TikTok, so you can follow it if you want to. But I thought it could be cool to use this to look a little bit closer at some of my facial fluff. So I'm gonna plug it in and just see what we're working with. All right, plugged in, recording, light is on, let's go. Oh my God, that's so gross. It's really cool to see the hairs actually go underneath the surface of the skin. Both gross and kind of interesting. Now, I'm not going to be using these close-ups for anything other than really some B-roll throughout the episode. There's no real big lesson to learn from this, so I just hope you enjoy close-up shots of my facial fluff throughout this entire episode. Now, clearly, I've taken advantage of the new rules of society during lockdown to grow this thing, but I wasn't always able to grow something as undeniably full and luscious as this. This is me back at uni, looking all young and naive and barefaced. And one year I gave Movember a shot, and let's just say that it didn't really end too well. And I know I've got a picture of this somewhere which I'm gonna try to find. But for now, I've got a question. Why do humans even have beards? Now look, humans aren't the only animals to have beards and taches. Just look at some of these animal examples like Emperor tamarins, the Bornean bearded pig, the bearded barbet, and our close relatives, the Sumatran orangutans. But what's so special about beards for us that means that humans would have it whilst our closest relatives, chimpanzees and bonobos, can at most grow a little bit of fluff on their chins? Spoiler alert, we don't really know. Surprisingly, it isn't the most studied area in biology, but there are still some pretty interesting theories. But first, let's quickly take a tangent to peacock tails. Peacock tails and beards are both examples of traits that aren't shared by the biological females and males of the species. And in nature, this usually means that it's got something to do with reproductive mate selection. But after a bunch of studies on the idea of beards versus no beards, it doesn't appear that human females across cultures and across time periods prefer it either way, which suggests it might not at least completely be down to straightforward mate selection between different sexes of the species. So another idea to explain it is something that I thought, wait, I can totally test this with you guys. So I put out a message on Instagram asking for clean-shaven males to get involved. A load of you then sent me some mugshots and I found some beard images on Google. I then spent hours really badly photoshopping beards onto them, which was really, really weird. I then created a questionnaire asking people to rate specifically how aggressive the bearded and non-bearded versions of these faces looked to them between 1 and 10, with 1 being not too much and 10 being super aggressive. And the results suggested that people found a bearded face to look more aggressive than a non-bearded face, which is really interesting, seeing as that basically lines up with some real studies. Now, obviously my study is literally meaningless because it wasn't done properly at all. But real studies have shown that beards can make humans appear more aggressive and dominant to competitors, which could help you to outcompete competitors when you are competing for potential partners. Wow, that was a really bad sentence. But another theory that I read about in a paper that I found really interesting is that beards could have evolved to actually protect us from punches. You see, humans are pretty violent, especially us biological males. And it's possible that human fists and skulls have actually evolved for hand-to-hand fighting, where the face is usually the main target. And when we look closely, we can see that the bones that usually suffer the most from these fights are actually the most reinforced in male skulls, and they're also the most different when we compare them with female skulls. So the idea is that maybe beards evolved to protect our faces from punches as well. A study tested this by covering fake human skulls with sheepskin and wool and literally smashing them with a weight. And it reduced impact forces by around 40% when compared to beardless skulls, which is pretty nuts. And this sort of thing isn't just for humans. The manes of animals like lions and elk and bison are also thought to protect them in fights as well. So when a broken jaw could literally mean death back in our early days, maybe our ancestors stood a better chance if they had a great big bushy beard to protect them from punches.
A great big bushy beard! Come on!
But I don't think that my beard right now would really be giving me much protection from a right hook, and my tash from back at uni definitely wouldn't have. That's right, I found the picture. Oh my, it looks so bad. As you can see, there is a grand total of what, like 20 hairs on that lip, and that was after an entire month of trying to grow something there. And if you look closely, you can actually see that I lost a bit of an eyebrow as well, because I made a bet with a mate that I could grow more facial hair than him in 4 weeks than he could in 2 weeks. And let's just say I lost that bet, and it really isn't a good look. So if beards did evolve to protect our faces from punches, then I guess I can count myself lucky that I managed to avoid a punch to the face during the whole of uni. Now, I don't have some grand conclusion to this. These were just some of my favorite ideas that I came across when I was doing a little bit of research about it. But I will say that I'm back, and this tash is actually a really good metaphor for how things are going to be changing on this channel over the next few weeks and the next few months, which you can probably already see with this new setup and everything. There's some new stuff going on because I'm going to be trying out some new styles, and maybe in the next few weeks there's even some big announcements. There are. So if you've watched this far into the video, first off, let me say a massive thank you for watching this far. And also, hopefully hearing about all of this gets you really excited about the future of this channel, because I know I'm really excited about the future of this channel and everything I'm going to be telling you really soon. So look, thank you so much for your patience over the last couple of months. I'm back. I'm looking forward to sharing everything I've got coming with you, and I will see your beautiful bearded and non-bearded faces very soon.